Hi, I'm Cher, the Shadow Walker. I'm taking a look today at the past 48 hours for UAPs, UFOs, extraterrestrials, and animal mutilations. And I'm doing the provinces, the eastern provinces of Canada and Maine, United States. So we're going to start with New Brunswick, and in the Elgin Caledonia mountain area, two people witnessed a large silent triangular craft with three amber lights observed hovering for 120 seconds before vertically ascending, and they reported it to the MUFON and the local digital scanner. And in the Kingston Peninsula, at 2:30 a.m. on April 6, one person witnessed an emotional download incident, a sudden intense anxiety, and a mental static accompanied by a white light through the bedroom window. And they reported it to the PPRI of Moncton. And on April the 6th at 11:45 in the Fundy Coast, St. Martin's area, four people saw a three-point source light moving in a non-ballistic synchronized formation over the Bay of Fundy, and they reported it to the Canadian UFO surveys. I love the Bay of Fundy. Gone across it a few times now. On April 7th, in the Canadian Peninsula, at 3:10 a.m. in the morning, a magnetic flux detected at the unmanned station correlates with previous hotspots, and that was reported on the digital scanner. In Maine, in the past 48 hours, on April 5th at 9:20 p.m. in the Moosehead Lake, Spencer Bay area, three people, a silent, stationary white orb hovering 200 feet above the water, projected a downward beam for 8 minutes before blinking out. Sorry. And they reported it to MUFON. Sorry, we have deer going by the house. In Nova Scotia, in the past 48 hours on April 5th at 11:30 p.m. in the Wreck Cove, Cape Breton area, beautiful area, two witnesses, a large pulsing orange orb observed low over the water, moving in a zigzag pattern before submerging into the Atlantic. And they reported it to MUFON, the Atlantic Digital Scanners. See, I personally believe that there's a lot of things that go on under the water, way down. They have places, and nobody will convince me that they don't. On April 6th at 1:15 a.m. in the Kejimkujik National Park, or Keji, one person saw a silent shadow craft, metallic diamond-shaped object obscured stars. Witness reported a total loss of audio and silent zone, and they reported it to the private researcher's log. On April 6th at 10:45 p.m. in the Shag Harbor, Shelburne area, it's a nice area, five people witnessed three white lights in a ridge linear formation, accelerating from a stationary to Mach speed instantly over the coast line. And they reported it to Newfork and the Skywatchers group. April 7th at 3 a.m. in Meat Cove Highlands, two people, so in the Meat Coves area, dreamlike telepathic encounter. Witnesses reported simultaneously mental images of topography maps while viewing a high altitude light. Interesting. And they reported it. So in PE over the last 48 hours, in the Goose River region, North Shore, on April 5th at 11:20 p.m., two witnesses. They saw a slow-moving rectangular craft with a dull metallic finish, emitted a low-frequency hum that vibrated the windows, and they reported to the Atlantic Digital Scanner. And on April 6th at 9:45 p.m. in the Cavendish North Rustico area, six people saw a string of pearl formation, 12 to 15 white lights moving in a perfect synchronization, ruled out as the Starlink due to the non-orbital path. And they reported it to MUFON and the local Skywatchers group. And one person in the Border Carleton area on April 7th at 1:30 a.m. Witness saw a high velocity blue streaked object cross the horizon in less than 2 seconds, caused localized cellular interference for the witness, and they reported it to the Canadian UFO Survey. And in Kingston, in the farmland, at 3:15 a.m., now this is just something that was automatically generated. A secondary magnetic flux detected, correlates with the historical frequency bridge activity. That's something I've been keeping an eye on, is the magnetic pull that we have in the soils around us and in the rocks, and what occurs with that. So in Newfoundland, in Conception Bay, in the last 48 hours, on April 5th at 10:40 p.m., 3 people saw a glowing white cube within a translucent sphere remain stationary over the water for 12 minutes before blinking out, and they reported it to MUFON and the local digital scanner. And on April 6th at 2:15 a.m. in the morning, in the Black Tickle area of Labrador, 2 people witnessed a fireball like descent, high velocity object with a green tail, no impact or seismic data or sound recorded. And RCMP, so they reported it to, and an independent researcher. On April 6th at 11:15 p.m., in the Gander area, northeast, 1 person witnessed a single disc shape with rotating red and white perimeter lights moved in a falling leaf pattern towards the coast, and they reported it to the Canadian UFO. And on April 7th at 3:45 a.m. in the Grossmorn Highlands area, they felt the magnetic flux and high frequency hum detected near the tablelands. That's what I look for, is things like that, the magnetic hums. And that was reported to the digital scan. That's it for that area. And there's absolutely no animal mutilations that I can find in these areas in the past 48 hours. So I think that's absolutely wonderful. Have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for listening. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.